So our guest, he is in the graduating class of 2017 at CSUN
Yeah.
with a Bachelor of Arts degree in Asian American Studies, an alumni in the Alpha Psi Rho fraternity, aspiring hip-hop lyricist, summer activist training, 2016 alumni, like myself, our Fire Lord, MC Zuko. What's up, man?
Thank you very much, Von Eisen. Thank you very much. And actually, didn't you graduate 2017 as well? And weren't you also part of SAT? And didn't you also major in Asian American Studies, bro? So
That's true.
Come on now.
Yeah, man. We all did that.
Yes,
Shouts
sir,
out
yes, sir.
to Summer Activist Training 2016 alumni. I believe it's been 1 year.
1 year.
So yeah, man, let's get into it, dude. So so congratulations, or
Thank you.
both of us, on graduating the spring semester.
Congratulations to you.
How is life after graduation?
Life after graduation is way more free. I don't want to say it in a sense that, oh, fuck, I was a prisoner in college, but I'm starting to focus more on myself and my family.
It's good.
You know, so I'm really happy about that.
That's cool, man. Yeah, I remember you're always so busy now.
Yeah, we were pretty busy, bro.
Yeah.
We had a lot of things to do.
So is it weird now that we've been going to school for, 10 plus years? There's that routine of you waking up, going to school, summertime, you register for classes. Now that it's gone, like, what's your plans now? Like, what's next?
Currently, I'm working 2 part-time jobs, and I'm looking into getting a full-time one that pays higher and has more hours, just so it's more efficient, so I don't have to keep working 10 hours a day. And also be more close to my family, because I feel like as the eldest grandchild of my family, well, second eldest, the other one's in the Army. Shout out to Sam.
Shouts out.
As the eldest one here in LA, I kind of had to put them aside to finish school and do all these other obligations, and that wasn't cool. So I just want to focus more on my family now that I'm out and making money.
Respect.
Yeah.
Respect. Yeah, man, I'm also looking for jobs. My term at my job at this school, it expired. You know, student assistant.
I hear
it's fun. So yeah, man, I'm trying to find this job. I think I got one lined up. I don't want to say too much, but hopefully I get the job. It's gonna be like crazy hours. I think from like 3:30 to 11.
Oh shoot.
Yeah. 2 days off, but I don't know. Trade off, you get some money. You know, so I'm hoping to get the job. I don't want to jinx it yet. So back to you, man. So, so let's start from the beginning, dude. What got you into hip hop music?
Bro, there's so many factors that got me into hip hop music. Hold on, let me load that up. So, the first thing is my family is very musical. My parents have always been my inspiration in terms of music, because the way they had a good ear for quality music, at the same time how they knew the lyrics to all of these songs. My dad would play all this hip hop from the Philippines, like Andrew E and Salbakuta, Glock 9, and he would I would hear that and I'm like, whoa, these are pretty cool, you know? And then I also grew up my first few years in LA, and my Uncle Nick, he played a lot of West Side gangsta shit, like Tupac. Tupac, Snoop Dogg, Ice Cube. I got introduced to that.
Okay.
And growing up in elementary school, I had a lot of people that would pick on me. And one thing that I noticed that they all liked was hip hop, and they were really into 50 Cent and Eminem at the time. And I was like, you know what? Maybe if I could learn hip hop too, then I would be cool too, you know, with them.
Right.
And that's when, what really dragged me into it, like hip hop here in America, was the video of Stan by Eminem.
Oh, that's a good one.
I watched it and I was like, what? This is the first hip hop video that I've watched that wasn't like, I don't know, it just had layers to it. I couldn't describe it back then, but I knew that, oh, he has a story. Oh, he has lyricism. He has emotion. There's a video to it. There's a meaning. There's some double entendres and shit in that song. And then Grand Theft Auto as a kid, I used to play that, and there was a game called San Andreas, and that was all that from there. All the hip hop that I listened to was all West Coast stuff, and then it brought me to East Coast, and it brought me to the South. It brought me everywhere. That's how I got into hip hop. I was just really meant for it. I grew to it.
That's good. It's cool, man. So wait, before we get into it, okay, I was gonna ask like what got you into rapping, but were you a rapper first or a breakdancer first?
Bro, I was a. Oh man,
I forgot about that.
That's a hard question. Hold up. Okay, do you mean by like?
Get closer to the mic. Yeah.
Do you mean by like rapping, breakdancing? Okay.
So where you break?
Do you mean like, a serious breakdancer and serious rapper first, or just breakdancer rapping in general?
Or like whichever one you want to talk about first. Like,
okay. At first, dude, I was a breakdancer.
Okay.
First. And even when I took it seriously, I was a breakdancer first. Cause when I was a kid, I always liked doing flips and shit and like tumbling around the backyard, dance parties, family parties in the backyard. I said backyard twice, whatever.
That's cool.
And then rapping, I always had a knack for it. I always did. I always liked putting words together. And yeah, dude.
So what made you get into it? Like I'm just here I am listening to music, but what made me want to just like, okay, I can do it too?
Oh shit. Bro, this is a story I will never ever forget. It was 4th grade and we had to write poems and the structure of the poem had to be AABB. So for all of y'all that don't know, AABB, that means that's 4 lines. So the first 2 lines have to rhyme and then the second 2 lines have to rhyme. So AABB. How that came about, I had to write a poem and they had to rhyme all that. My 4th grade teacher, Mr. Lula, shout out to you, Plummer Elementary School. I want to visit you one day if you're still there. And then we had to incorporate our vocabulary words into the rhyme.
Okay.
And one of the vocabulary words was, I believe, cautious.
Okay.
So I said, I was cautious when I was skating on thin ice. Skating is really nice.
Okay.
And then I said, I wish I could tell you some more. Mr. Lula, please give me a 4.
Whoa.
And a 4 back then was an A in elementary school. And what he did actually was read that to the class and said, everybody look at this rhyme. Carl made it. Check it out. He said it to everybody. Everyone was astonished. And from there, I was like, yo, I could be a rapper, bro.
I just noticed.
That's crazy.
Did you go by Carl in elementary school?
Yeah.
Because I did too.
No, for real?
No, dude. I went by Carl. Yeah, it was trippy. But that's cool, man. So from there, 4th grade, huh?
Yeah, yes, sir.
So around 4th grade, dude, like, what was playing the radio at the time? Like, who were the artists you were listening to?
Okay, so 4th grade, that was back in 2003 to 4. So that was a lot of 50 Cent.
50 Cent.
G Unit.
Oh, definitely.
Eminem when he was in his prime. And that's when the South was also like starting to become more of the mainstream face.
Was it the crunk
radio.
Music? Like
the
Lil
crunk
Scrappy
shit.
and Lil Jon?
Lil Jon and Yin Yang Twins.
Oh, man.
You know, yeah, that was on the radio at the time. So it was that grimy stuff.
I'm gonna age myself, dude. I was in like junior year when that came out in high school.
Yeah.
I remember around the time there weren't too many CD burners at the time. I had a CD burner.
Okay.
Dude, I burned 50 copies of 50 Cent's Get Rich or Die Trying. I sold that in school. But I definitely remember those times, dude. Like, 50 Cent was at his game. I like Ja Rule too. I wish he would have came back harder. But, dude, 50 was going in. You had Lloyd Banks. You had, Tony, I think was locked up. Game. This is how dude, I mean, my opinion, that was like a big West Coast resurrection. Right? This is how we do. Hate it or love it. Oh, man.
That was a gem.
Yeah.
Every elementary school kid knew.
Every
elementary school kid
gosh.
In my generation knew who 50 Cent was.
That's so
Trust
crazy.
Me, and they all know the lyrics.
Dang, because I didn't get into hip hop until I was like middle school, but that was like early 2000s. But, so yeah, man, like, so what artists did you listen to at the time that like, yo, I want to look up to these people and like, kind of like, get my style from them or emulate it in a sense?
Back then?
Yeah.
Shoot. Eminem, Dr. Dre, Snoop Dogg, Ice Cube, Tupac, Eazy-E, a lot of that old stuff, and as well as Biggie.
Right. Yeah.
Biggie. I wasn't really introduced to Jay-Z and Nas until later, but Biggie was the only one that I knew from the East Coast.
Okay.
Everybody else was just West Coast. That's all I listened to.
That's crazy, man. It's a little different for me. It's opposite. I listened to East Coast first.
Oh, damn. That's cool.
I mean, like, my first rapper I listened to was, like, real rap. Well, because I remember when I was in 3rd grade, I came home from, like, L.A. and my dad and my stepmom, they had on my desk a Big Willie CD, Will Smith. I guess it's like before your time, but I don't know if that was like rap, but it was clean, you know. But the first like rap I got into, my cousin let me have his Lil Wayne CD, The Block Is Hot, his first album, and then from then on did listen to them and did Lil East Coast stuff. Legend, yeah. So okay, so the name. How did the name MC Zuko come about?
I watched Avatar: The Last Airbender series.
Mm-hmm.
That's one of my all-time favorite cartoons, animes, if you'd like to classify it like that.
Yeah.
And there's a fire prince in there named Zuko. And the first episode that I watched, when he was introduced as the antagonist, I knew straight off the bat that he wasn't. There was something about his energy that I resonated with.
Okay.
He was always angry, and he felt like he had something to prove. He felt like he couldn't love himself enough, and he had like this whole support system around him, which was his uncle, and that was his whole family to him that still believed in who he really was.
Wow.
And I just saw that. Oh man, I'm just like this guy. He's always angry. He's fierce. I can tell he has a good heart because I can see it in the eyes. It's always about the eyes. You can read the eyes. And I resonated with him. If you watch the whole series, you will see the thing about Zuko is self-acceptance.
Wow.
And that's something that I had a hard time coming to terms with or learning myself was I didn't have to get anybody else's opinions but my own and to follow my own destiny. I didn't have to go down a certain road that people expected me to go to. And fire is my favorite element.
Okay.
And also the MC part on Instagram, I had to have a first name, last name.
Okay.
And then I was like, shit, I don't want to just put Zuko. And it won't let me go through if I don't put a last name. So I put MC because for the hip hop.
Dang. I was going to say, man, you're taking it way back because back in the day, like
Grandmaster Flash
MC would be the prefix to the name. Like at one point I was MC Ether.
Ether.
Yo. No, because okay, embarrassing. My first rap name, Young Flip.
Oh, okay. You told me that. That's fucking cool, bro.
Yeah, YUNGFLIP.
I think that's cool.
Thank you. And then it became I was like, man, it's not me, man. I'm not about that. Like, you know, MC Ether just because off of Nas, you know, like the song Ether, it made that much of an impact. Like, yo, I'm an Ether cat, MC Ether, you know. But that's cool, man. That's pretty cool. That's such a deep analysis for Avatar about Zuko. How old were you when you thought that up?
Shoot, that was about when I came up with MC Zuko, or when I thought about who Zuko was.
Who Zuko was?
Okay, this is back in like 2006.
How old were you?
2005, 2006. I forgot. I was about 9 or 10.
You thought of that at 9 or 10?
I felt for him. Like there was like,
that's crazy.
Because I felt like I was the only person in the world that was getting picked on.
Wow.
Because of, I guess people took advantage of my kindness, and I always thought being kind was a weakness from then on. But when I saw Zuko, I was like, whoa, that guy reminds me of myself.
That's so cool.
I can feel it, you know.
That's awesome that people can resonate with characters. I think that's why like shows like that are very popular.
Yes, sir.
To be honest, when I first listened to watched that show, I watched them. Like, this guy's a fucking dick.
It comes off like that.
I was 18 going to see some.
I got you.
I was watching this like, this guy's a dick, man.
I got you,
I saw this side of the story, like he got burned by his dad, you know, likes his mom, and had to prove himself. But yeah, that's pretty cool, man, for 10 years old, dude. So fast forward, dude, like, I mean, who are your influences now? Like, I mean, have you been writing this whole time since you were 10? Like writing raps? Like when did you start penning down raps?
Same teacher, Mr. Lula. He brought in a rapper for our class.
Okay.
And he told us to give him vocabulary words and he had to put them in a rhyme.
Whoa.
And then this was already after I wrote my poem. So that guy would put all our vocabulary words in a rhyme, and it inspired me. So from then on, I would play around because I like entertaining people, just making people laugh.
Yeah.
I like doing that. I would tell them, give me like 4 words, and then give me like 5 words, and then it would go like, give me like phrases. Okay, give me phrases, and then give me a concept to write about. Okay, give me this much phrases, a concept to write about, and how many lines I should put it in. And throughout the years, I would write like that. But I never really took it seriously.
Yeah.
But I always thought it was fun, and in the back of my head, I would tell myself, dude, this is fucking awesome. Why shouldn't I just do this? But,
Yeah. What was the first song you wrote? Where like, yo, I want to record this.
I recorded in the studio.
Oh, wow.
With Infinex, Chris Houghton of Infinex. He's a trance producer.
Okay.
With Mr. Devin Wilson. They're a collective. You should check them out. And he's the one that actually got me in the studio, like a very official studio, because he went to a music school, and I felt like, whoa, this is awesome. I could get used to this.
Yeah.
And from then on, I just started recording.
Yeah, I think like, I don't remember my first song was. Well, here's how I recorded. It was a regular, like, this was like, what, 2001, 2002? It was my cousin's computer. It's a regular computer, PC. And I think every PC came with a small microphone at the time.
Okay.
And we just used like the basic recorder on the computer, and he beatboxed. And then we somehow managed to put it on cassette tape. Okay. It's somewhere in my house.
On a cassette tape?
Yes.
That's legendary, bro.
Yeah, it's somewhere in my house. I got to check it out, but it said like Young Flip and Metronome. It said Young Flip and Metronome.
You got to send me that tape. You got to send me that tape.
Yeah. I think my first line was like, my name is Young Flip, and I don't like to trip.
Okay.
That's some hard shit,
There it
like,
is.
Just like you're really trying to go for that like hard ass like image. But
I can imagine you.
Oh, dude, I was rocking do-rags, like double XL shirts.
Weren't you also into rock before hip hop?
Funny story. It was after. I was in hip hop first, and then I got a emo scene phase I never got out of. It's in me still.
Okay.
But yeah, we did that. You want to talk to us about your project coming out?
Oh, the Psi Time EP?
Yeah, what's that about?
Yes, sir. So, I was actually working on this project since January.
Yeah.
The first thing that I talked about in it is, everything about this project, I wanted to give the feeling that it was rushed, and that it was done in such a quick way, because during the time everything was being recorded in the spring semester, my last semester of college, and I was talking about how I have this going on. I was in school, I was working, I was in a relationship, I had family duties to take care of, I was active in the fraternity, I was also doing PCN for FASA.
Wow.
And at the same time, I was recording. I wanted to give off that vibe that, you see, if I can handle all of these things, I can also do music, which is why it's called the Psi Time EP. And at the same time, if you put down the acronyms for it, it's STEP. So that was also like a metaphor for my first step into entering the hip hop game. Yeah.
Wow. There's so many layers to it. I also love the artwork, by the way.
Oh, thank you. Shout out to Christine Delicana. Check her out on Instagram at SpamK. That's SPAMKAYE.
Yeah, man. I saw that. I just saw a regular picture, and then it morphed into this animated picture. I'm like, whoa, this looks so official.
That's why, bro.
Like,
she got talent.
That's dope. And then Alan, our professor, did the tagging.
Yes, sir. He did. He got the tagging in there. I asked him, put it through Photoshop, added it on the cover. Fire.
Awesome. So for those of you who don't know, I've been on a couple music videos to Zuko. One was Monster House Cypher, which is amazing.
That was so fun.
I think it was your idea too. It has metaphors, raps in it as well. And then I think, we're working on a music. We have a music video that's being worked on right now on No Flocking.
Yeah, check that out.
It's coming out soon. But I also want to congratulate you on your own solo video, Paying Dues.
Oh, yeah. Thank you very much.
You're welcome, man. It's well done. Thank you, Cindy. Shouts out Cindy Kravitz.
Shout out Cindy Kravitz of the directors.
Hey.
Sex and Pistols Recordings.
Hey. Can you tell us about the video?
The video, Paying Dues.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm in a fraternity called Psi Rho, and the title came to be is that when you're in Greek life, when you're active, you have to pay dues to stay, in the fraternity.
Right.
To be active.
Okay.
If you don't pay dues, that means you're inactive. So, but you still have your letters.
And can I say this? What do you say to people when they say, "Oh, you're just paying for friends"?
Well, are you in a fraternity? Are you in a sorority? So how could you ever know?
Ooh,
because actually the best thing I got from my fraternity was my girlfriend. That's a lifelong connection.
Shouts out.
One of the second best thing is I got to meet Chris Houtink, which is the guy that put me in the studio. So if I never joined the fraternity, I don't know if I would have gotten these things. Well, then again, I am speaking for myself. It's all about how you perceive Greek when you're in it, because the ones that usually talk bad about Greek are the ones that aren't in it, or they joined and it just wasn't for them.
Right,
so,
right.
Yeah.
That's good. That's a very good answer. Because I think there is this perception or stereotype of fraternities and sororities to be like reckless partying. You see in the all those movies how they portray like college life. There's like fraternity, fratty bros, and like sorority sisters. So that's cool, man. That's cool. So I'm sorry. Continue with paying dues.
Oh, okay. Thank you. I almost lost track there. I like that. So, like I said, you pay dues to be active, and at the same time paying dues to the older brothers that crossed before me, because they actually showed me the ropes about what it means to be in an organization and how to run it and how to pass on information to the next generation and to keep that legacy going. And I use the instrumental Game's Pain.
Okay.
And if you know what the song is, then it's him paying dues to his hip-hop elders,
Right.
And I thought that was just really inspiring. And the reason why I chose the instrumental was because, well, I didn't choose the instrumental. The instrumental chose me. There's a difference.
Okay.
There's a difference. It chose me, and I was just up at my girlfriend's place in Lemoore till like 4 a.m. It took me 5 hours to write the song. I was up that whole night because I was so inspired and so thankful for my bros that paved the way for me that I had to make a song for them. That's just a song,
right? So can you say that joining and being in Alpha Psi Rho, it helped you mature? You learn a lot of life lessons.
Oh, definitely. If there's one thing that Greek does, it makes you feel old even if you're young, because when you join in Greek life, one semester is basically like a year, because each semester you get a new class coming in, and that's 2 classes every year.
Right.
So, and these classes, when they come in, when you pick up a little bro or a little bro, little sis, whatever, and from a sorority, when they get you and they call you big bro, and then they pick up a little bro, their little bro calls you grand big bro or grand, and that could just be in 1 year. So you're going to be hearing grand from someone that's 1 or 2 years younger than you.
Yeah.
It makes you want to kind of step up your game, like, oh, I got a grand. I can't be fooling around as much. I got to be an example for this person so they can run the organization in the future.
I see.
So it helped me become way more mature than I was before, because if you met me when I was 18, you probably wouldn't want to hang out with me. I was so annoying.
If you met me when I was 18, you'd think, wow, this motherfucker's crazy. Well, we probably might have got along. We might have gotten along. I was doing some wild shit. I'm not gonna incriminate myself.
No, I mean, like, you're I feel like you were wilder than me, because I was a goody two shoes. I was just annoying. I wasn't even wild. I was annoying.
Cause cause you're saying how before you joined, you said like, I'll take a quote from your song number 78, fall 2012, solo row. Crossed all by myself. I was lost in a mosh pit, insecure because the bros had swag and how big they were.
Yes, sir.
back then in the past tense, I was the smallest dude, but they had me feeling like I was the tallest dude.
Yeah.
So first, so you're number 78 in the fraternity?
Yes, sir. I'm number 78 in this chapter of fraternity. Yes.
And then I've heard you say like bro, like you spell it out like BRHOS.
Yes,
Can you
sir.
enlighten me on that? Is that a secret thing?
No, it's not a secret.
Illuminati shit? No.
We just do it to like distinguish ourselves from other organizations, and you know, RHO, Alpha Psi Rho. So
okay, so that's cool. So like, you definitely came in like you were younger, and then, you know, you're just unsure of like, you know, 18 years old. I mean, I would think that a lot of people don't know what they want or like who they're with. So that makes sense. And that's like, you came in there. So you said you came in there like feeling the smallest dude, but they made you feel like the tallest dude. Can you go into that?
Okay. It's every sense of that word, literally.
Mm-hmm.
I came in, I was the smallest dude. I'm talking height-wise.
Mm-hmm.
I'm talking
You're skinny.
weight.
Yeah.
I'm talking how...
Mindset.
Yeah, my mindset.
Mm-hmm.
I was the smallest dude.
Yeah.
But the one thing that they didn't do was judge me for that.
That's cool.
They saw the potential that I could give to the fraternity.
Yeah.
And they put all their high hopes in me, because usually fraternities, they would drop their classes if it was only one person left.
Really?
You know? And
I would think it's better to get one person than none, right?
yeah, that's what I'm saying. But people think it would be a waste of time, because you're just crossing one person. You're spending all your time, energy, money on this one person.
Mm-hmm.
But for them to really stick out for me and believe that I would be an asset to the fraternity, just one person, they made me feel like I was the tallest guy there. They made sure that they didn't make me feel like, oh, we can't make him feel stupid, otherwise he'd be a stupid active. So
yeah, that's cool, man. Shouts out Alpha Psi Rho. That's
big bro Ronnie.
That's really cool, man.
Pops,
that's awesome. I think
everybody.
Yeah, everyone. I think at that age, you know, it's good to have positive role models, or maybe a little older than you.
Yes, sir.
You know, because, you know, I think at 18, you go into college life, you don't have too many friends, you don't know anyone.
Yeah.
It's so easy, you can like mess around, and, you know, before you know it, you're not on track with school. You know, maybe you're getting financial aid, you don't do well, and then you don't pass certain class, you get stomped out, man.
That's what I'm saying. And that's the thing.
Mm-hmm.
I'm also the first one in my family to really go to a college.
Are you?
So you already know I was looking for a crowd that I could look up to, because I had to set examples for my siblings and younger cousins that weren't set for me.
Yeah.
So I had to join something.
So, I mean, seeing you're like one of like second eldest, did you feel any pressure? I mean, how many other siblings do you have under you that are younger?
I have a
cousins?
younger brother and a younger sister,
Uh-huh.
and I have 13 younger cousins.
Wow.
One more coming in.
Wow.
Uncle Nick, finally.
That's crazy, man. I mean, like, do you ever feel pressure? Like, dude, I'm the one that's, you know, showing the way. I have to, like, go all out and set a high standard in college.
It's a lot of pressure, bro. But with pressure comes growth, and challenges comes growth. So I'm really glad that I'm able to overcome a lot of these obstacles and go and pave these ways and open these doors for my younger siblings and cousins, because that only means that they grow up to become better and smarter and stronger than I ever was. I'm only here to open doors for them, and they're just running through them.
That's so inspiring, man. See, I'm the opposite. I'm the only child, so I don't give a fuck. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I do care, but I never had that experience, so that's kind of cool, man. Like that, you're like a big bro on so many levels. One in your fraternity,
Yes, sir.
and two in real life.
Yes, sir.
Damn, dude, this guy, he's awesome person, man.
Oh, but then, like, I consider you one of my big bros.
Oh,
man.
thank you, man.
You already know, dude.
Thank you,
already
man.
know.
I appreciate it. Speaking of which, I remember, like, I guess we first met. Well, I remember I performed at the Alpha Psi Rho in, I think, 2015, the Yellow Boat fundraiser.
Mm-hmm.
I think I performed there. And then we had this class the next, I think in fall 2016. No, spring 2016. Professor Lai's social movements class.
Yeah, that's where I met you.
And then it was funny because after Professor Lai got done talking, he let us talk amongst ourselves. Zuko pulled in like, "Yo, are you Von Eisen?" I'm like, "Yeah, what's up? What's really good?" From there, we became good friends, man.
I studied, man.
Oh,
I studied.
Thank you, man. If y'all don't know, I'm a very humble person. And I want to shout out Zuko here. He helped me out my writing game, man, because I'm more of a freestyler. So when I write, sometimes I'm still working on it. I don't have the best timing, and sometimes I run out of breath or I don't put in commas. He helped me out. For example, we did this song. It was the Amatsu House Cypher. We're in Cindy's place. It was me, you, and Metaphors was there. And it took me so many tries, and I had to even punch in on a 16-bar verse, on a verse. And I keep doing over and over, and I'm like, all right, cool. And then Zuko recorded, did it in one take. I'm like, yo, what the? Me and Metaphors like, yo, what? That was it? And then Cindy said something along the lines like, that's how it's supposed to be done. I'm like, damn, I got showed up.
Hold up. We all have our strengths and weaknesses.
Yeah, man.
Freestyling, you got me there, bro. Because I can't call myself, a real MC if I can't freestyle.
That's not, I think, but that's not necessarily true, I think,
but
these
then
days.
all the original MCs that started hip-hop were all freestylers.
I give him props, man, but I think it's a trade-off, dude. Like,
it is. It's a trade-off, definitely.
Sometimes if you're a good freestyler, you may not be the best writer, or vice versa. See, I'm still working on my writing game. Freestyle I've been doing, but that's cool, man.
Yes,
so let's see. How would you describe your music? So if someone was like, yo, it's like, can you tell me about your music? Like, what is it about?
My music is about creating a world for myself that doesn't exist in this world.
Wow.
It's making sense of the world around me, because that's the only way I can do it. I can look through every hip hop catalog, and there's not a lot of artists that I can say really that I can truly resonate with, other than Bamboo and
Shouts out.
Rocky. Dumb. All my artists like that. Apple.
Okay.
Blue Scholars.
So what's up? Yeah.
I wanted to create a world like specifically for me.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I have a very unique story. We all have unique stories, actually. It's just a matter of putting it out there, because if you don't put your story out there, somebody else will. Yeah. Somebody that usually that isn't from your background. Right. That isn't you.
And how do you describe your rap? Because from how I see it, I'm more of a punchline kind of guy, but you, it's so thorough and in depth. There's, as you said, layers. It's woven into. I listen to it like, whoa. I mean, it's well thought out. I think.
Yes, sir.
I mean, how long does it take for you to write raps usually?
Honestly, putting words together for me, it can take from. Are you talking about just raps or like a concept of a song?
Yeah, a concept of a song.
A concept of a song. It can take me from an hour to like 6 months, bro. It ranges.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's great. So, can you go through like your writing your concept? Like, how do you come up with the concept of a song? Do you listen to the beat first?
Yes, sir. I can definitely tell you that. First, when I think of a concept of a song, it's usually through my interactions with other people.
Mm-hmm.
When something happens, I'm like, oh damn, this could be like a good song concept, and then I write it down, and then I let that concept grow inside me, and I let it go naturally. I don't really rush things, but at the same time, I don't really take it too slow. I let it grow inside me, and then when I think of lyrics, because I'm always thinking of lyrics every day, it just pops up. And I write it under that concept. I always write words and take notes, because if you watch Kendrick Lamar's interview, every time they ask him about his writing process, it's always premeditated. Everything that he wrote down, song, album, videos, is always premeditated, because if you premeditate your work, then you put a lot of thought into it, and that's how something can last very long. That's how his albums and his songs always to this day are still pretty good. And like even Tupac, you know.
Right.
But then he didn't really premeditate. He just said it was real. So
Yeah.
Yeah, that's my writing process.
That's cool, man. Yeah, because I noticed I listened to see your lyrics, I hear it, and it seems like it's very well thought out,
Yes,
man.
sir. You gotta dance to the beat.
Dance to the beat.
That's why on my Instagram it says dancer. It's not musician.
I saw that. I'm like, wait, what?
Yeah.
Wait, what do you mean by dance to the beat? You have to like ride the beat?
Yes, sir. Because before I was a rapper, MC, I was a breakdancer.
That's right.
I was a b-boy.
Do you have a b-boy name?
It was Kid Gray because at the time I didn't know how to explain my emotions.
Whoa.
It was Gray.
Damn.
And then if you break it down, it's Gio-Veray.
Dude, bro, I am mind blown.
I don't know, man.
Gray.
I don't even know,
That's pretty deep,
B-boying, if you want to be a great dancer, you have to be a good listener. Because if you know a song, right, then that means you can hit a baby freeze, you can hit the windmill, you can hit like a good top rock at the right beat of the song, and it's going to look great. And that's how I always felt like I was doing. I would dance to the beat. And then when I became an MC, I applied that to my writing and my rapping. So that's why I feel like I'm more of a dancer than a writer. So because life is just one big dance hall where everybody's dancing. We just got to find our right tune.
Wow. Dropping bars, life bars.
Thank you.
What was your like best, I don't know how to terminology, what's your best move when it comes to breakdancing?
Oh man, I was working on the flare, but then college happened and I joined a fraternity. That should have been an excuse, but I stopped breakdancing for a while. But my best move was the windmill.
You can windmill?
The windmill.
Wow.
And the coin drop.
You do that thing where you like, what's that thing you spin on your head? What's that?
Oh,
called?
the head spin? Nah, man, that's like some advanced stuff. I wish I got there. I reached the windmill. Oh, and crickets too.
Crickets. Okay, so back to the whole rap thing, man.
Yes, sir.
Do you have an opinion on the state of hip hop at the moment?
I feel like hip hop is still alive and flourishing. We just have so many different kinds of hip hop nowadays.
Yeah.
Hip hop music. I'm not even talking about the other elements. The state of hip hop is very much alive. It's all over the world. I feel like, in my opinion, each artist should step their game up, especially during times like these, and realize that we all have our own stories to tell. Because once we work on ourselves, then that's when we can start collaborating with others. Because that would be fucking cool if J. Cole made a song with Kendrick, or Kendrick made a song with like Metro Boomin, Future makes a song with who, fucking Nas.
Yeah.
All this rap, if everyone would collaborate like that, like different styles, that would be dope. But we haven't reached that point yet.
Yeah.
So I feel like hip hop is still alive and it's still fighting. That's good. You can sense it in the music. It's still fighting. Because nobody just becomes an artist and says, I want to kill hip hop. I want to fuck it up and do this and that. Some people do it unconsciously, but they don't really mean it. But then the impact is there. Fuck. But yeah.
How would one, or how would a group of music or artists kill hip hop in your opinion? Like, I mean, if they can.
That's the thing. Hip hop can't die, bro. Hip hop lives through. If
said.
You kill, you can't really, because hip hop isn't really a thing. It's alive.
Right.
It's there. We are hip hop.
That makes
right?
sense.
You know,
Yeah,
what we think of as hip hop, other people might think of as hip hop. So no matter if people try to kill it, you just can't. It's gonna be alive everywhere.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really think it's killing it. I mean, it's new generation. I mean, I'm a little older, so I don't necessarily understand or get the newer stuff. But I like some of it. I like it though.
That turn up stuff.
Yeah,
that trap shit.
I can see why it sounds good. I mean, some of it sounds good.
Yep.
I just think that a lot of times what people don't understand, they don't like. I'm a little older, and there's that whole thing of the older heads versus new heads. I think there is a disconnect, because on one hand, the older generation is saying, these new guys don't give us the respect that we deserve, and then you guys are like, well, the older guys are shitting on us, so fuck them. You know, it's just that there is that disconnect.
There is. If you listen to the new Jay-Z album, actually,
is it good?
There's a song in there. I forgot yeah, it's great. He created his own lane with that album. He's been in his own lane for a while.
Oh yeah.
But Jay-Z, he has a song in there called Moonlight, or was it Family Feud? It's one of those two. But he talks about the relationship in hip hop between old and new. How the new, what they should do is start to acknowledge and respect their contemporaries that came before them, because that's all the older generation wants. They want that, and for you to be respectful. And what the older generation should do for the younger generation is try to understand why we make this type of music. I'm kind of I'm pretty much in the middle, because I understand that turn up stuff, that trap shit that everybody likes to dance to and groove to. It's cool. It puts you in the mood. But at the same time, I understand where the older generation comes from when they have, you know, the elements they take into mind. It's about moving the crowd. It's about DJing. It's about dancing, this, that. That's something we both had to come into terms with. But we'll see sometime in the future.
Because I guess I'm more leaning towards the older generation just because of my age, but I am listening to newer artists, and it knocks. I mean, it's not to say there's not a lot of new generation lyricists out there. You have your Kendricks, your J. Cole's. I'm a big fan of Dave East.
Yeah, he's dope, bro.
Yeah.
He's fucking dope.
But a lot of these new artists also, or a lot of these old artists also embrace the newer artists too, so that's always good. So, as a, you know, what do you call it? You're a rapper, obviously, MC, lyricist, who's also Asian American. What obstacles do you feel there are obstacles for Asian American artists or musicians in general?
I can't really speak for all Asian Americans,
right?
Because
I guess
I'm in a very weird position. I was born in the Philippines, so people, you can't really. I don't know if I should label that as Asian American or Pacific Islanders, but I don't like trying to do that. I can speak for myself when I say that an issue that I have as being a Filipinx American artist is that I had to step my game up a lot more. Something that I'm still learning how to do.
Yeah.
Because I'm so deep rooted with my family and tradition that I don't allow myself to go out there. I don't allow myself to bust a Moana and get out of this island and go out there and do what I have to do.
Right.
That's something that I personally struggle with. And another thing is because I come from a very silent and not, rowdy. Well, yeah, we're a pretty rowdy family, but we're not like, we have humility.
Right.
So we don't really know how to brag about ourselves. So another thing is it's really hard for me to promote myself. I don't know how to talk about myself.
No, sometimes. I think it's fine. Like the way you're doing is cool.
It is, yeah.
It's not bragging. I think there's a difference from confidence to like cockiness.
Yes, sir. Definitely.
Yeah.
You understand it.
Yeah. Yeah, because you mentioned the movie Bad Rap. I still have yet to see it.
Oh, dude.
Wow. What were some things that they talked about?
I love that. I love that documentary. It opened a lot of doors in my mind.
So for those of you who don't know, I think Bad Rap is a documentary specifically about Asian American rappers.
Yes.
Right. It has like Dumbfounded,
yes,
Aquafina, Lyrics. I think Rex Dizzy. I think.
Rex Dizzy.
Was there anyone else?
Look it up and see. There's a lot. The four main ones were Dumbfounded, Aquafina, Rex Dizzy, and Lyrics. But the thing is, they also had a lot of features of other Asian American artists in there. But it was centered around them four, and it was about how they have they had to overcome a lot of struggles, and still to this day are trying to get the acknowledgement that they deserve in the hip hop community.
It's interesting because what we learned in Alan's class was Asians were an integral part of hip hop regarding DJs. You know, you have Qbert, DJ Qbert.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Filipinos are known for dancing.
Yes.
So the breakdancing scene is
that's how it starts.
But yeah, I think you don't really see too many mainstream, quote unquote, mainstream Asian American rappers out there.
Mm.
I mean, you had Far East Movement, like a G6.
That was a poppin' song, man.
Yeah, it was a very good song.
That was poppin'.
Yeah. You had Jin for a little while. I mean, I acknowledged him a lot more with the freestyles. The album was okay. But I don't know. The thing with Jin, I feel like he pigeonholed a lot of Asian artists. Like, you're a Jin. Like, because he was a big, like, from what I recall, he was like the big Asian American rapper to come out.
Mm-hmm.
So I felt like everyone else who saw Asian rappers after that, like, oh, you know the Jin, you know? But yeah, I think there definitely is.
Mm-hmm. And then there's artists out there that feel like, oh, Jin, you're the shit.
Yeah.
It went in the documentary. It goes to it explains about how it went two ways. Like, it went really bad, but at the same time, really good for others.
Yeah, because I like Jin because he can freestyle like crazy. I bought a Rough Rider chain because he got one and he won
sick.
Freestyle Friday. Looking back now, I mean, I liked his music. I still do. But looking back now through like a different perspective, being older, his first song was Learn Chinese. Like, I think he tried to turn the stereotypes like upside over their head kind of thing. But
yeah,
I don't know if it really worked or backfired, or if it backfired. Because you have a Chinese guy going, learn Chinese. It's catchy.
That's what I'm saying, yeah.
But, you know, I like to think that, you know, we offer more than just stereotypes. I think now it's more diverse. I mean, Filipino range-wise, you have, like, Bamboo, who's very socially conscious, and Rocky as well. And then to the other side of the spectrum, you got Pilo, who's super hyphy. I listened to him on the way here.
That guy's dope.
He's very cool. And you got Blue Scholars. So I just think it's great. Now there is a more dynamic like selection. You know, not all Asian Americans, not all Filipinx rappers sound like this or that.
It's growing. It's growing.
I mean, right now I think what's popping is the whole K-pop movement.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of Korean rappers kind of come up. Metaphors raps.
Shouts
Metaphors. Out. Good friend of ours. Aquafina. No, she was Chinese, but you had like lyrics or the Yoks. You know,
JL,
the Yoks. The whole K-pop thing is going big right now. And did you hear about this one? This whole group was non-Korean, but they classify themselves as K-pop. Have you heard about them?
I didn't hear about that.
I had to research into
Wait, K-pop as in like
they label themselves as K-pop.
This is music from Korea,
but they're not from Korea. I guess I gotta look into it more.
Okay,
but
I don't know about that.
I just feel like right now the big trend. I mean, I see more K-pop. I think is becoming more mainstream because there's that one dude who won a Billboard, like the one group. I forgot their name. I don't want to talk about stuff I don't know, but I see that coming around more, which is great. But I just wonder, like, if it's gonna get culturally appropriated, if it hasn't already. You know,
I didn't really hear about that story yet, but I'm not very familiar with a lot of K-pop, but I do know a lot of Korean American artists.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah. I don't either. I know where I was going with that.
We should ask Metaphors about that in his
interview. Yeah.
Clear that up for you.
Yeah, man. So, do you have any advice for any upcoming artists on a come up?
Okay. I can't really speak a lot about what about how to be super successful or anything, but but one thing that I always tell myself is that I should always do what I feel is natural for myself. I don't have to rush anything. I don't have to go hella slow or whatever. Just do what you feel is natural and ignore what everybody's going to say, because people are going to say things regardless.
Yeah.
And follow your heart. Do what you feel is natural. As of right now, I'm doing everything that I feel like is natural to me, and I'm really happy about what I'm doing right now. So
It's awesome, man.
yeah.
Do you have any people you'd
Keep
like
fighting.
to acknowledge? Shout out?
Oh, bro, I want to shout out to my family, my parents, the V Squad. Y'all already know. I want to shout out to someone in V Squad. His name is Jamar. You should check him out. He should probably get him for an interview one day.
I'll be down.
Just Jamar Shoots. Check him out on Instagram. Check him out on YouTube. Just Jamar Vlogs.
Okay.
I want to shout out to my one and only Abigail Aseo.
Hey.
I love you very much. Everything I do is for you and the family. I want to shout out to Kuya Von Eisen for giving me this platform. It's pretty dope. First interview, first Voncast. I'm very proud and honored that this was my very first one.
Hey,
so
it's honor likewise, man.
you
First
already know.
guest.
Shout out to CSUN AAS.
Oh, AS Squad.
CSUN AAS, you already know.
Yeah. AS till death. All
and
right.
my Ate Jojo and the best fam. You already know. CSUN Fossa, where you at?
Shouts out VSA was really good.
Get it. CSUN Psi Rho. There it is.
Where can we find you on social media? Like, what are your tags?
On Instagram, you can find me MC Zuko, MCZUKO. On YouTube, you can look up MC Zuko as well. And then my Facebook page is the official MC Zuko page. And my SoundCloud is the same thing as, just find MC Zuko, the Fire Prince.
Okay.
It'll load up.
All right. Well, that wraps it. That wraps
it up.
Wraps it up. Thank you so much, Zuko, for being here. Thank you all for listening. I'll see you next time.
All right.